Hello and welcome to NewFilmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo and we're here at the South Park Center and I'm here with Edgar and Kuba with their movie Hitchcock Hitchcock. Let's take a look at a clip.
What's there now? Geinig. Morgen.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here and traveling all the way from Rotterdam to be with us in LA.
Thank you, Danny.
We're grateful to have you. For those that haven't seen your film, tell us a brief synopsis of your film.
It's a suspense comedy, we like to call it, and it's in a way an ode to suspense cinema. So that explains the title, Hitchcock Hitchcock.
Yeah.
We've got these two men in a dialogue with a passion for a kind of a boyish passion for all these suspense cinema tradition films. Tarantino,
Not just suspense, but
John Carpenter,
yeah,
Hitchcock, obviously. But if you want to have a brief synopsis description as well? Or
yeah, well, I mean, pretty much my next question was going to be where'd your inspiration come from, but hopefully that's in the title. We get a little bit of that. But honestly, it's a really fascinating story. And I love this dialogue between them both. It's really, really amazing. You can tell they both sort of love those style of films. And then, of course, it's just got this beautiful shots, which it's just it's like cinematic pleasure watching these amazing kind of Hitchcock-esque shots as well. Where did the inspiration come for you both in saying we want to make this project happen?
Well, we had a great location, which was a Curiosa antique shop.
Yeah, it was great.
And we were fascinated by the fact that in shops and cafes and restaurants, there's the front, but there's also the back. So we were wondering, if you're in a shop like a Curiosa or antique shop with a lot of props and things that have stories of their own, because they're old, they have specific, they're pretty specific. So what's happening behind the door or behind the curtain, behind the counter? We were talking about that, and then we came up with an idea of a guy with a problem sending his mother off the stairs, and then somebody enters the shop and finds out what happens behind the curtain. And well, who knows how that turns out?
Yeah, who does know? I think there might be a sequel. But no, it was. But you two seem like a fantastic team together. How did you come to work together on this project?
We've made a few short films before together as well. We're kind of specialists in making short films within also a very short period of time. We made this film in 48 hours for the 48-hour film project.
You made this for the 40-hour film project?
In Rotterdam,
you are a specialist. My goodness.
So, and that's not the first time. So we've been in it before. So we grew in this weird specialty, making these films in such a short period of time.
And because you have to do it in such a short time, it's a really good idea to do it together, because then you can split up, and you can also reflect more easily than when you're on your own. You have to decide, and it's not always possible to talk to other people and try to get to a good decision. But we're together, so we have to do that. We have to communicate, and it's also for the crew, cast, everybody. It's really easy to know. For the cast, they talk to him. Crew, camera, that's what I do.
Yeah.
We interfere in each other's work, of course, but I mean, it's a really good way of working.
That's amazing.
Which you should stop doing, interfering in my work.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No, or keep interfering, keep making more movies.
We will talk about that later.
No, but
yeah, that'd be off camera, yeah.
but we literally split up the chores to be able to make a film within 48 hours. So he might sit with the sound designer, I might sit with the with the colorist, for instance, you know.
Yeah,
which
so you complement each other, which
saves
is,
you
which
time.
is great.
Yeah.
Well, that blows my mind because I've seen so many 40-hour short films, but there's so much depth in your film, you know? I mean, it's almost like you had months to kind of plan this whole thing out. I mean, firstly, I just want to say that obviously the set was just fantastic. It was perfect.
Thank you.
I love that scenario of where you don't know what's going on behind the scenes in these little shops and these little places, and it's wonderful. But then, my goodness, how it was shot. Now, obviously, you wanted to give that kind of like that feel, that suspense, that kind of feeling of that Hitchcock-esque thing. How do you go about creating that and making that happen as filmmakers? What kind of style do you use? Do you know what you're going to do, or is that just kind of your natural experience as filmmakers?
Well, we also like to involve a lot of talented people, so it's, you know, obviously we shouldn't take credit for all.
No.
And the depth of the project, content-wise and visually, is also
beautiful.
To be thanked to the great people that.
Our art director and our camera guy, and Robijn, our camera guy, Anita for the art direction. I mean, we know these people for a few years already, so if we talk about a plan, we have an artistic vision, if we can call it that, then they understand what we're talking about, and they can jump in and work it out.
And I think one of our little secrets is, here it comes.
Pay attention, everybody.
Pay attention. Now we try to keep the story simple, just stick to one location and to a minimum amount of cast, and then you can go into depth in the quality of your shots, of your scene, you know, and the quality of your cast performance. So
I think it's a very important piece of advice, particularly for people that are like, I don't know how to make a short film if they're trying out, because it does save a lot of time and money and effort when you do stick to one location. Then you can do it really, really well. That's wonderful. Now, I'd say I usually ask what your biggest challenge is. Well, obviously, I'm sure time was one of those factors, but what other challenges did you kind of face in making this particular project?
Well, we had a challenge, I think, also in the beginning of the film. We wanted to establish a kind of a domestic violence situation, which kind of triggers the story, and it's like the central kind of tense problem, which and you want to establish this kind of conflict in very short period of time in your story. So that was we were searching, we found this kind of extra form which you saw with this kind of somewhat abstract red images, in which you go more into his head, and we don't necessarily have to explain everything what's going on. It's more of an emotion.
So you don't actually know whether it happened, or whether it's a nightmare or something he's thinking about, or you don't know that.
But that was a very challenging task we gave ourselves. We wanted to establish this violence, and you need to make it believable. You know, like when does someone throw his own mother down the stairs of the basement? You know, it's a hard thing to sell to your audience. So we struggled. We struggled a little bit with this, and we came up with this form.
As an audience member, you left me in turmoil. Like, I was like having nightmares. I was like, what's going on? Is this really happening? Am I dreaming? Is he dreaming? What is happening here? Which is great, because it's like the journey of all great thriller, suspense, horror film directors that just take us on this like untangable journey where you don't even know where you are, what you're doing, and what's going on, and you're just like trying to take everything in. So thank you for that. It worked. I'm just letting you know it worked. What is it like though? I mean, you've made this in 48 hours, and that's one thing. But then traveling to halfway across the world to have it feature New Filmmakers at the home of the Oscars in Hollywood, how does that feel?
Pretty good.
Right?
It's pretty pinch.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. No, really.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay. Oh, no, I wouldn't. I might
later.
be liable.
Later.
But but no, I mean, that is such a wonderful thing, and it was so great that the Academy also recognized In Focus of amazing, talented Dutch filmmakers as well. Was that really special, like coming from Holland?
Yeah, pretty special.
Yeah.
No, it's
such
who
an
would have
honor.
thought? I mean, we were talking to somebody at the Academy yesterday, and this guy said I think the trip over here cost you more time than the time in which you made the movie, which is true.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so
Isn't that
we are
incredible?
very lazy filmmakers in that way, you know, just reaping all the attention and
it was well deserved, and it was so nice. You had literally people from that represent Holland here in the United States coming from all over the country to be there to support you guys, which is wonderful.
But obviously, you know, we are very inspired by American film tradition, and you can see it in our film. So this is like
it's very special.
It's like a dream come true.
Opportunity for us to get here and get a feeling for how business is conducted.
It's really good, and it's good to understand, and we love to make dreams come true. That's what we are about. What is next for you both?
Oh, we are thinking about developing and writing a little bit around this character actually that was in this film, especially the guy that comes in and
enters the shop,
manages to somehow forgive this shopkeeper who threw his mother down the stairs. He somehow has this capability of forgiving him and opening up a door for him to solve his own, mistake. And we are kind of like fascinated about that concept of forgiveness.
Interesting.
Because we live maybe a little bit turning a little bit into a dog-eat-dog world in a way, everyone for himself. So this concept of forgiveness, so we would like to further develop that.
Yeah, maybe expand on that.
So we've got like the working title, The Man Who Could Forgive.
Oh, wow.
As you said already, and we've heard that more, is that it tastes like more.
Yeah.
This short, so it's like a scene from a feature.
Yeah, it is.
From a longer film.
It is. You want more. You have to want him more.
It might just be the one. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that because some films sit right in themselves as short films, and some films you left us wanting more. You left me wanting more, so you better get back to Holland and make it because you want to see the feature or the next short, whatever it may be. No, thank you both for being here.
Thank you,
It's
Danny.
great to have your talents here, and obviously you're welcome back anytime. And thanks for bringing Hitchcock. And I have to say, everyone loved your film, so that they watched it and got a lot of amazing feedback. So
thank you so much.
That's great credit to you as filmmakers. So thank you very much.
That's so kind. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, anytime. Thank you very much.